Hold up, wait a minute. It's been a minute. I already know. Hold up, wait a minute. It's your girl Lee, back with a video. Hi loves, I'm Halicia, but I go by Lee, and I wanted to welcome you back to my channel. We are going to have a real casual makeup video today because I'm going to be giving you guys the full details on how I do my powder foundation routine. Yes, I am Xing out liquid foundation, okay? But before I do, I wanted to shout out Naturally Kimmy because she is a Houston-based makeup artist that actually told me how to get this look. She's doing my wedding makeup also, and I did post our trial video on my channel, and I will leave it linked below. But we're completely switching everything up, like, so with all that being said, let's get started. Hopefully you guys are ready to get into this makeup tutorial. My skin is clean right now. I have nothing on it but moisturizer and sunscreen. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with priming. I know it might seem a little weird that we're priming despite the fact that we're going to use powder foundation, but it does help it last. So I do have this Glam Glow primer that I'm literally just finishing. It's a pore filling primer. It is good. It's kind of a dupe of the Silk Tatcha Canvas, but personally I like the e.l.f. Poreless Putty one better. But this does just fill in your pores, smooth out the skin. So I'm definitely going to apply that to the center of my face. And I have been going to the esthetician. Alright, I typically double prime, and so I'm going to go ahead and use the Urban Decay All Nighter Primer. This really just helps it last, especially because it's powder. You want it to still be quite long lasting. And it also gives it something to grip to. So once my primers are on, I go in with concealer. Concealer is an option. You can do this powder foundation look without using concealer. I have done it before. It still looks stunning, but I do want a more full coverage, kind of like glammed up look today, hence all of this going on. So I'm going to use my Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. I've talked about this pot before on my channel. It is expensive, but my last pot lasted me 2 years. And this color that I'm using is SX12. It's very yellow in undertone. It's almost like a mustard color because my undertones are yellow. So I'm going to highlight areas that are dark. So I'm going in the sockets of my eye. I also sharpen up the outer edge because it lifts the face, and you'll see what I mean in a second once I blend it out. I'm going on my Cupid's bow, and of course like around my mouth because that's typically darker. And then I'm just gonna kind of blend out the rest of this concealer just a little bit. Spread it out because this concealer is thick, sis, and you don't want it all caked up in one area. So yeah, I'm just kind of thinning it out, and I'm using the excess on my nose, not for coverage, but literally just to highlight this area. So it's going to be very, very faint. Now with this particular routine, I don't use very many tools. I use kind of like your larger concealer brush, and virtually for the rest of the tutorial we are going to be using a beauty sponge. This one is by a black owned brand, is DSMD, and these sponges are bomb. Okay, so I ordered I think 8 total because I'm gonna literally replace all of my beauty sponges with these, and they retail for anywhere between $6 and $9, so they're fairly inexpensive. They do have other colors like a nude and almost like a pinky brown. The other one is mauve that I'm using right now, but these sponges are bomb. So if you're on the market for some makeup sponges and you want to support black owned businesses, this is it. So now that this has set for a little bit while I rambled, we're going to go ahead and blend this out, starting with my mouth. I do have hyperpigmentation, and it is going to show through, and I don't mind it. Now I'm going to move into my nose. I'm going to look slightly ashy for a bit, but the color will come back in just a second. And this is the part where you can really tell that I have naturally dark lids. I don't really mind, and I've been like that for my entire life. Okay, I don't want to bring this concealer down too much. I'm just kind of trying to like fade it out. All right, so now that I'm looking hella ashy, we're gonna move into the actual powder. And I'm using this Makeup Forever palette that I created with their blurring matte powder something something something. So I'm gonna leave the colors that I'm using below because they're on the back, and once these things are in this palette, they're kind of difficult to get out. So I'm gonna use this shade. Online they say this is my overall shade. This is not an overall shade, this is more of a highlighty shade. So I'm still using that sponge and I'm dipping it into that, and I'm gonna set my under eye or basically everywhere else that I have highlighted. And definitely like see if you have any powder foundations in your collection before you venture out and start to purchase any. This reads very bright on camera, but it's not, because I've recorded this video a few times and it looks like this on camera every time. It does not look like this when I'm looking in the mirror. My eyes are deceiving me. Okay, now we're gonna bring some color back to the face, and I'm going to use this shade. I feel like these shades even look washed out and they're nowhere near, like they got pigment. And this shade is gonna go basically everywhere that I did not highlight, kind of like an all over shade. The undertones aren't the greatest in this particular shade. However, once it kind of settles in, it does blend very, very well with the rest of my skin. The undertones are kind of a bit more orange, so it's working now. Like if you look at it from this side, it looks pretty good. But I'm going to need to find like a shade that fits my undertones better. And I feel like it was difficult to find powder recommendations, powder foundation recommendations, especially for darker skin, but this works so good. Like when y'all see me transform, listen. So I'm using a little bit that's left over in like the socket of the eye. I'm gonna go down the sides of the nose, just kind of blend and bronze that up. Lighter shade, the lightest shade. This was supposed to be my original highlight shade, but it's too light. I'm gonna use a little bit of that just right here. I mean like the tiniest. This step is really optional also, so don't think that, you know, it's necessary. All right, now I'm actually going to use this, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Bronzer. I was supposed to create a video for you guys reviewing like the entire collection that they launched with this. I recorded that video 3 times. Let me tell you how discouraged I was after the 3rd time. I was like, listen, long story short, I said all that to tell y'all that this bronzer is bomb. It is literally everything. I freaking love this bronzer. It's amazing. So if you want it, go ahead and go get it. I have the color 4 Deep, and it is a beautiful like chocolatey. It looks a little bit washed out here, but you'll get to see it on the skin. I also posted about this on Instagram, so if you want to see that post, I will leave it linked below. But watch this. Just watch. Y'all see that? Oh, I don't want to apply too much because I know what this does. Look. Okay, I did too much on that side, but you can clearly see. And we're going to go a little bit like along the jawline and on the nose and back into that eye socket, because that area just looks so good bronzed. Doesn't my skin look, girl, stop the press. I'm gonna add just a tinge of blush. This one is by Makeup Revolution. It is in the color Retro. The packaging on this bad boy is gorgeous, and so it's a pretty bright orange, like a true orange. I'm still using the sponge. I'm just gonna flip it over to a side that's not as dirty so I can kind of see how much product I'm picking up. So I'll smile a little bit and I'll kind of put it on the apples and bring it slightly across the nose. Okay, so I have 2 new highlighters, and I am actually going to switch over to a brush because I really want to use these particular highlighters. They are by Kaleidos Makeup, and this one is in Ray Rider and Diamond Dasher. Diamond Dasher is more of like a topper, and then Ray Rider, I want to say, it's like a champagne-y color. So we'll just try it. I'm gonna use just a little bit. When I swatched these, they were gorgeous, so I was just kind of like, let's put them on the skin, okay? Okay, this actually shows, I guess it shows up champagne-y. I could, oh no, it's not subtle. Oh, what is that? Oh, hi. Hello. You know what, but like looking at it in the mirror, it don't look like as much, but I'm still gonna keep going because I want to use Diamond Dasher on top of it. My highlighters change based on my mood. That's kind of like the only thing about my actual base routine that really changes, because I be switching it up. I do blue, green, all type of highlighters. But here we go. Okay, that just took me to Mars. So I'm just gonna blend it in so that it kind of like merges, settles in, settles down. Now I'm going to set my face. This is optional, but I know like this powder, it looks really soft on the skin, but I know some people don't like the finish of powder or kind of want that like that extra glow or dewiness. This does it. So this spray is by Oh My Glow. This is another black owned brand, and she makes the best, literally the best kind of luminous dewy setting sprays. I'm telling you, I have been using these for a while, maybe about 2 years, and this one is in coffee dark. This is easily becoming my favorite one. I thought medium was my favorite, but nah, see, it's like this. Just watch. So I'm not going to use a whole lot. You do have to shake it up to activate it, but it's definitely a way more luminous than it is like glittery, because you know those setting sprays, you'll spray them on and they look like a unicorn just pooped on you. This doesn't give you that. It's more of literally a glow without my skin being oily. Now I'm gonna go ahead and quickly just fill in my brows. I don't do very much to my brows. I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in dark brown. So we will speed through this because my brows are microbladed and they don't require a whole lot of work, and they are slightly thick. Brows are done. I really just like my brows to look like brows. Like, I don't want my brows to be clockable. Like, you can clock that I have on foundation, eyeshadow, lipstick, but I want my brows to look like, dang sis, you got some cute brows. I'm gonna skip the shadow, so I'm just moving into bottom mascara because I have lash extensions. That makes so much of a difference. It really kind of balances the look so that your lids don't look really heavy. You know, it kind of gives you balance. Surprisingly, even though I have on a green top, I really want to do a red lip. However, I am going to give you a nude option. I have 2 lip colors from the brand Beyond Beauty. It is a black owned brand. These are their liquid lipsticks. I believe I have color 18 and 19, and I feel like sis really pays attention to my channel because she literally picked the 2 best colors for me, and her packaging is dope. It's really substantial. So I'm gonna swatch both of them for you, 18 first and then 19 first, and I'll show you my new lip, and then we're gonna pop it off with the red. Ooh, this is my vibe. So here are the 2 nudes. The one at the top is 18, and it's literally a light tan, and then the bottom is 19, and it is a pink, like a mauve pink. So for a new lip, I'm just going to use Makeup Shayla's collab with ColourPop. We're going to line it and then fill it in with the lipstick. I'm using number 18 from Beyond Beauty. This just looks so good. I wiped off the nude color so that we can go ahead and do our red. This is MAC Cherry Lip Pencil. Shout out to MAC because they actually sent this over to me. And I really needed a good red lip liner. And I love MAC liners. So I'm going to line my lips as perfectly as possible with this red liner. Because y'all know how red, it'll get the bleed and it'll be everywhere. Alright, so my lips are lined. That's actually really beautiful. Now, I'm just going to use my Uma Beauty. These are my favorite matte lipsticks, hands down. And this is the color Sade. It's a beautiful red. I'm going to use this. Ooh. Honey, that just set it off. So here is my powder foundation routine. As you can tell, it looks pretty glam. It still looks like you have on a lot of makeup and you really don't. I love this because it's breathable, it's a lightweight, and my skin hasn't been reacting as much. I'm assuming because of the powder, it's not like digging as deep into my pores as probably like a liquid foundation or something else would. But let me tell you, it's a hit. This is going to be my routine for quite a while. I've been using this routine now for maybe about a month, give or take, and it works and it holds up in the heat. My foundation still usually lasts about 8 hours, and then I can just add some more powder. Like, you do powder touch-ups anyways, like. But that's it, guys. I'm sorry that I've been gone for so long. Please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Let me know, will you be trying out my powder foundation routine? You guys have been asking me for a few more makeup tutorials, so here it is. Drop a comment below, and I will see you in my next video. Do I have lipstick on my teeth? Bye.